Hello, my name is Lewis Sampson, and in this video we'll be looking at how we can visualize data in DAFNI. In DAFNI we use the visualization service as a convenient tool to view and analyze data that is stored in DAFNI. We can access this service from the DAFNI front end by using the Visualizations tab on the sidebar. We can click through this sidebar. When the visualizations have loaded, we will see a Create Instance button. Clicking on this, we are then presented with a list of available datasets that we have access to in DAFNI. This can be data that has been directly uploaded to DAFNI or that is the output from a workflow, but we only see what we have access to. For our example, we're going to use some previous data, which is the output of the Irridence workflow. We can select the datasets to include in the visualization by clicking on the checkboxes. Once we have selected all the datasets we wish to include, we can continue by clicking on the Add Metadata button. On this page, we will now add a title and a description for the visualization, as well as picking which type of visualization we want to use. There are two types of visualizations currently available on DAFNI. There is a simple drag and drop interface, or the more advanced notebook visualization variant. For this example, we're going to select the notebook variant, Jupyter Notebook. We then click on the Create Visualization button, which will take you back to the list of visualizations. After a small delay, you may be able to see that your visualization instance has now got the status deployed. This means that it is actively spinning in our hardware system, and that you can access and edit this component. Some previous instances will have the tag decommissioned, and you can decommission any visualization once you are finished with it. This means that there'll be some record of the metadata and when it was created, but you'll not be able to access it or use this instance. Also worth bearing in mind the fact that the status of your deployment may not instantly change, and you may have to refresh the page to see any updates to it. From here, we're going to click on our visualization and follow it through. Once you click on the visualization, it should take you through to a Jupyter Lab environment. Here you can see you have access to Jupyter Notebooks via Python, Julia, or R code, and you also have access to the dataset that we have connected with this visualization. If we click through this dataset and the visualization ID, we are taken to the modeldata.json file where we can confirm that our data has been loaded in. If we return back to the Launcher tab, we can see our Python, Julia, and R notebooks. And for us, we're going to do a Python notebook. We're going to use a previously created notebook by uploading a file. And this will help speed up the process of writing out the Python code that you want to use. You can also use this to share it amongst other instances and other people using a similar dataset or model. As you can see from the notebook file, it looks like regular Python code. We're able to import modules, load matplotlib, and produce regular plots. When it comes to running the Python notebook, you have two options. Either step through one by one using the play button, which will run each section on its own. Or if we choose, we can use the fast forward button, which will restart the kernel and run everything in one long sequence. This tool is very, very useful for multiple different aspects of visualization and analysis, and helps us to share the data that we have produced with other users.